Hey, remember Twilight? Remember when we were all about those fairy tale creature boys? Yeah, they were good times and bad times. Welcome back to another video here on Mummified Games. I'm Tony, and today we're going to be looking at the visual novel Changeling by Steamberry Studios. Okay, so visual novels. It's just a slideshow of narration and conversation. Gameplay isn't there. You just click over and over and over and read the story. There isn't much to do in these games. Every once in a while, an option comes up and you pick an option and you can pick to say something or push the conversation in a different way, just as an example. So the only thing I can talk about with this is the story, music, and artwork. Let's get the artwork out of the way real quick. And I want to start off by saying that art is a very subjective thing, and our feelings and opinions can differ, and that's okay. The backgrounds in this game look great, in my opinion. The art that comes up while the characters are talking look detailed and well crafted. The scenes are full and have a rich tone to them. Items and locations look real and lived in. The character art is something different. They're clearly designed to invoke certain feelings from some. One might quickly write this off as teenage fantasy drawings, but that's still too reductive and not fair to the artist and the story that's trying to be told here. Just because every character in this game looks super pretty and has hair that are made to look just a certain way doesn't mean that the art doesn't have value. And alright, this is clearly something for someone here, but it's just not for me. You know? All the boys have elven features, clean, soft skin, wavy hair, and pouty lips. Even the dad, and that's super weird. Wardrobes are fresh off the runway, and after learning more about the story, I'm already seeing where these characters' stories are going. Let's talk about the story then while we're here, and before we go too far talking about the characters and why they might look the way they do. So the story is told from the first-person perspective of Nora, a 17-year-old girl who moves back to a town she used to live in when she was younger. She moves back so her dad could take care of their grandpa, a town that their family sort of ran away from 5 years ago. They ran away from the town because of a weird turn of events. So one day, Nora went missing in the woods, and then 5 days later, she showed up randomly walking out of the forest. Her twin brother had ran into the woods to go find her, but somehow when he found her, he lost sight in his right eye. He claimed that his sister Nora was a monster and that she attacked him. Okay, weird. Even weirder is that she doesn't remember any of this. She lost all her memory when she was lost in the woods and only got her memories back shortly before she was found again, but after her brother lost sight in his one eye. Okay, I have my thoughts about what that could be a sign and what really happened. Oh, and the reason they moved away was because everyone was not sure it was a simple case of a lost child, that there might have been other motives at play. Her brother after this never was nice to her again and treats her like garbage. And so Nora and her family move back to town, and her parents are worried about her getting lost in the woods again. But Nora is a real nature-feely type. She's explained to us, the reader, as the kind of girl who likes fantasy stories and nature, notices a fairy ring in their yard, and think about times when they would sit in the middle and pretend to see fairies flutter around. After you get the lowdown on the family dynamic, the dad is nice, the mom can be bossy, and the brother is the worst. Then we get to run through all the meet-cutes that happen, where we're introduced to boys that are all part of what's going on, and I assume to soon become a harem of boys that are all a part of this story. I don't know. I just have feelings that this is going to be another one of those kinds of visual novels. So Nora goes to school and says hi to one of her old friends and an old enemy, meets more boys, and as I'm reading things, I'm slowly picking up on little cues from the writing. Oh, okay, the literature class is reading A Midsummer Night's Dream. Ah, you don't say. The boy who says he was up all night long says Nora looks pale and malnourished. Eating some food would be good for your blood. Huge red flag. The brother says Nora isn't even his real sister, and the game is literally called Changeling. Okay, I see where this is going. Her old friend says she wants Nora to join her after school club. Oh, does she now? There aren't a lot of girls in it, and having Nora there would make her feel so much better having more girls. I wonder what type of club this might be. What could it be? Sewing? Web design and admin? Are you all working on getting your AWS certified in this club maybe? It's a paranormal research club. Wow. Who would have guessed that was going to be the case? Some of you who haven't watched my old videos might have noticed I no longer read the store page at the start of the video. I stopped reading them in the video about the same time I stopped reading them before getting into the game. I feel like I can appreciate the game more if I'm going in blind, so I had no idea that this was going to be a paranormal fantasy thing until the story started dropping not so subtle hints about what's coming up. The music is fine. Nothing crazy noticeable about the music in the story. The one complaint I had is it might be flowing well in the story, and then it changes back to this other song. I can't quite explain what the other song is, but it always starts at what feels like the beginning, and when it starts over again, it gives me this feeling of, oh, all right, we're starting over again, and really puts a halt on the feeling of progression and like I'm actually getting anywhere. I still have no opinion when it comes to visual novels, and if this one is good or not. The last one I played was terrible. One that I don't even want to talk about. And right now, there's another one that I've got on the back burner. I'm making my way through, and I want to give that one a fair shake because it has some people attached to it that I'm fans of their work. I want to fully experience it and give it a full rundown. This story, Changeling, I've got nothing going on with it. I'm not attached to it, and I played it for about a good 2 hours to get really into the story. But unfortunately, the store page says it has 4 to 6 hours of gameplay per branch of story. Well, piss. I don't know what to say about this one, folks. I've got 2 games to base my opinion on, and that's it. All I can say is that if you like visual novels and you want to read one that has a fantasy element to it, then sure, go take a look. But like I said, visual novels aren't my cup of tea, so I probably wouldn't have played this if it wasn't for the racial justice bundle and the huge pile of games that came with it. If you played this game, let me know what your thoughts of it was. Is it a good visual novel? Does the story really pop off after the second day of school? I'm interested to see what other people like about visual novel games. If you haven't played this game, is there a really good visual novel out there? Or are there other games that you want me to check out? Let me know in the comments. In the meantime, I'm going to try not to become a creature of the night. It's 3 a.m. and I'm going to go hit the hay. You all do the YouTube dance. Like, sub, bell, comment down below, and tell someone you know about the show. And as always, friends, keep digging, and we'll make it out someday. See you in the next one.